Tonight, when you fall asleep, your brain is going to build an entire world. It will invent places you have never been, put words in the mouths of people who do not exist, bend the rules of time and space, and then drop you into the middle of it all so convincingly that you will believe every second of it while it happens. You might wake with your heart pounding, or laughing, or aching from a feeling that was never real. And then, within minutes, almost all of it will vanish, gone before you have finished your first stretch. Every human being does this every single night, and we treat it as completely ordinary. But stop and look at it directly, and dreaming is one of the strangest things your mind does. Why does your brain go to all this trouble to stage a private film you are not even meant to remember? To get anywhere near an answer, you have to know when dreams actually happen. Across a night, your sleep moves through cycles, and the most vivid, story-like dreams come during a stage called REM sleep, which stands for rapid eye movement, named for the way your eyes flick around beneath your closed lids. The remarkable thing about REM is what your brain is doing during it. Far from being switched off, your brain in REM sleep is buzzing with activity, almost as active as it is when you are wide awake. Whole regions light up, especially the areas that handle emotion and imagery. In a real sense, part of your mind is fully switched on and running, staging its drama, while you lie there apparently unconscious. You pass through REM several times a night, roughly every 90 minutes, and each REM stretch runs a little longer than the last as morning approaches. That is why your most vivid, elaborate dreams, the ones you actually tend to remember, usually come in that final stretch just before you wake. Add it all up, and across a single night, a person spends something close to 2 hours in this dreaming state, staging one story after another in the dark, most of which you will never know you watched. Which raises an immediate and slightly unsettling problem. If your brain is that active, if it is running through chases and conversations and adventures, why does your body not move? The answer is one of the most elegant safety features you have. During REM sleep, your brainstem actively sends a signal that paralyzes almost all the muscles in your body. This is called REM atonia, and it is deliberate. Your brain is essentially cutting the wires between your racing mind and your limbs, so that when you dream of running, you do not actually sprint out of bed. And when you dream of a fight, you do not throw a real punch at the wall. You are, for a while each night, a fully active mind locked inside a temporarily switched-off body. When that system misfires, people get glimpses of how strange it is. Those who act out their dreams have a disorder where the paralysis fails, and the eerie experience of sleep paralysis is what happens when a piece of that REM shutdown lingers for a moment after you wake. So your brain builds a vivid world and safely straps your body down so you can experience it without harm. That still leaves the biggest question of all. Why bother? What is the point of dreaming at all? And this is where it gets genuinely interesting, because science does not have one clean answer. It has several competing ideas, each capturing a different piece of what may be going on. And together, they turn your nightly nonsense into something that starts to look almost purposeful. The first big idea is that dreaming helps you remember. Throughout the day, your brain takes in a flood of experiences, and at some point, it has to decide what to keep, what to file where, and what to throw away. A leading theory holds that sleep, and REM in particular, is when this sorting happens. When the brain replays pieces of the day, strengthens the connections worth keeping, and weaves new memories into the web of what you already know. In this view, Your dreams are partly the strange side effect of that filing process. Glimpses of your brain shuffling through the day's material, mixing fresh memories with old ones, which is why a dream can drop a coworker into your childhood home. Dreaming, on this account, is the sound of your memory being organized overnight. A second idea is stranger and, in a way, more dramatic. It is called the threat simulation theory, put forward by a researcher named Antti Rivansuo, and it suggests dreams are a kind of rehearsal for danger. Notice how many dreams are tense or frightening. You are being chased, you are falling, you are late, you are in danger, you are unprepared. Rivansuo argued this is no accident. In this theory, dreaming evolved as a safe training ground, a way for the brain to run simulations of threatening situations over and over, practicing how to notice danger and react to it, all without any real risk. Your ancestors who spent their nights rehearsing escapes and confrontations in the safety of a dream may have been a little better prepared when a real one came. Your nightmares, in other words, might be your mind running fire drills. A third theory comes at it from the opposite direction and says we may be reading too much into it. This one is called the activation synthesis hypothesis, first proposed by two researchers named Hobson and McCarley back in the 1970s. They pointed out that during REM sleep, the lower part of the brain, the brainstem, fires off bursts of essentially random electrical signals. The higher, thinking part of your brain, the cortex, receives this chaotic noise and does what it always does. It tries to make sense of it. It reaches for stored memories and images and stitches them into some kind of story, a narrative that can hold all these random sparks together. In this view, the bizarre, jumbled quality of dreams is the giveaway. Your dream is not a hidden message. It is your brain improvising a plot on the spot to explain its own late-night static. The meaning is not in the signals. It is in the story your mind can't help but build around them. Notice that these theories do not have to cancel each other out. Your dreams could be helping consolidate memories and rehearsing threats, and be partly your cortex spinning stories from noise, all at once. That is part of why dreaming remains one of the great open questions of the mind. But there is one last piece of the puzzle that everyone can relate to, and it has a surprisingly clear answer. Why do you forget your dreams so fast? You can wake up certain you just lived through an epic, detailed adventure, and watch it dissolve into nothing in the time it takes to sit up. The reason lies in brain chemistry. To lock an experience into long-term memory, your brain relies on certain chemicals, especially one called norepinephrine. During REM sleep, when your most vivid dreams are playing, the level of that chemical drops to almost nothing. So your brain is generating this rich, elaborate experience in a state where it is chemically unable to properly save it. The dream is written in disappearing ink. By some estimates, we forget the vast majority of our dreams within minutes of waking. Not because they meant nothing, but because the machinery for recording them was switched off while they played. So the next time you surface from a dream that is already slipping away, you can appreciate what your sleeping mind was actually up to. It switched itself on in the dark, paralyzed your body to keep you safe, and ran a private, vivid world that may have been filing your memories, drilling you against danger, or simply making stories out of its own noise, all while writing the whole thing in ink designed to fade by morning. Everyone does it, every night, whether they remember or not. Dreaming is not a glitch, and it is not a mystery from beyond. It is your brain, hard at work, in the one place you never get to watch it. That is why you do what you do. This is Mindling.